Hi guys, welcome to Top Wisdom. Today is Saturday where we release about educational things, educational stuff, educational institution. So today's topic is about the great 10 poem African Thunderstorm by David Rubadiri. So guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna explain the poem slowly, explain each and every one of it, so that you guys can understand the poem. Rubadiri's poem captures the looming arrival of a feast storm. The anticipation of its arrival is both exciting and frightening. The wind is described as a mighty force, unpredictable in its direction and carrying with it ominous clouds. The strength of the wind seems to suggest that west is to follow once the storm hits. The poem describes nature forces conspiring to bring this powerful storm and then narrows the focus to its effect on people in its path. The inhabitants of a village are seen reacting to its approach with the contrasting responses of children and mothers. The village is clearly vulnerable to the force of the storm. The poem ends with the storm almost breaking overhead with flashes of lightning and crack of thunder. The poem can also be interpreted as an analog of effects of colonial domination on the native land. Now we are going to explain the poem on each stanza. So guys, please take notes and be ready. Stanza 1, line 1, from the west. The storm originated in the west. Line 2, which says clouds come hurrying with the wind. The clouds are gathering very quickly. The frantic movement captures the build-up and unpredictable nature of the storm. Line 3 and 4, which says turning sharply. The single word lines emphasize the unpredictable nature of the wind. It was blowing in different directions. Line 5, here and there. The constantly changing direction of the wind emphasizes the disorder, implies that a powerful storm is imminent. Line 6 and 7, like a pledge of locusts, wailing. Simile, the wind is compared to a pledge of locusts. Just as a pledge of locusts will cover the entire area and cause a great deal of damage, so too does the wind. There is no escape from the powerful wind. The wind has no discernible pattern, whirling. This emphasizes the potential destructive nature of the storm and the pandemonium that will follow. Line 8 and 9. Tossing up things on its tail, like a madman chasing nothing. Tossing up things emphasizes the destruction and unpredictable nature of the storm by comparing the wind to a monster thrashing its tail about. This adds to its little danger, like a madman. Simile. The movement of the wind is compared to the movement of a madman. Just as a person cannot make sense of the movement of a madman or predict his movement, the direction of wind is not fixed. This emphasizes the power of nature. Note, the storm is symbolic of the arrival of the Europeans who came from the West. They colonized Africa very quickly. They could not understand or predict the movement of the colonists. Their arrival caused a great uphill battle in the lives of the black people. Stanza 2, line 10 and 11. Pregnant clouds and ride stately on its back. Pregnant clouds, personification. The clouds are compared to a pregnant lady. This emphasizes that a storm is about to start. Ride stately on its back. Metaphor. The clouds are compared to a person of royalty on a horse. He will sit upright, full of dignity. Similarity. The clouds are carried by the wind. Irony. The wind has caused damage on the ground. The clouds are not affected by the wind. Line 12 and 13. Gathering to perch on hills like sinister dark wings. Personification of the clouds is extended in these lines. Simile. The clouds are compared to birds of prey. Just as they come together to feast, so too do the clouds. The birds are evil, menacing. The clouds are ominous, like birds of prey waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Line 14. The wind whistles by. Onomatopoeia. The sound of the wind emphasizes the force of the wind. Line 15. And trees bend to let it pass. Personification. A person will bow to somebody superior. Trees are associated with strength. However, even the trees are bowing to the power of the wind. The path of the storm has not been diminished by the trees. Instead, the trees give way to allow it to progress unhidingly. The trees are symbolic of the local people who could not resist the advance of the colonists. They had to bow down and submit to their power. Stanza 3, line 16 and 17. In the village, screams of delight children. The children are excited by the impending storm, prospect of rain. They are unaware of any danger. Line 18 and 19. Toss and turn in the din of whirling wind. Their screams are mixed with the sound of the wind in the din. The sound of the wind is very loud. Line 20 to 24. Women, babies clinging on their backs, dart about, in and out madly. The short lines convey the agent and frantic movement of the women. The women, unlike the children, are aware of the possible dangers of the impending storm. They are rushing in and out of their homes, trying to ensure that everything is safe. Dart in and out. Convey agency, frantic movement. The women hurriedly attempt to prepare for the storm. Madly emphasizes their panic. Line 25 and 26. The wind whistles by, whistles trees bend to let it pass. Repetition of lines 14 and 15 almost exactly the same and has been replaced with whistle while the trees have surrendered to the power of the wind. Man is trying to resist. Such resistance will be futile. The children are excited by the arrival of the colonist strangers. However, the women were aware of the impending danger. Note that, please. Stanza 4. Line 27. Clothes wave like tattered flags. Simile. Their clothing is compared to torn flags. There is nothing regal, majesty, stately about torn flags. Their clothing flaps about just as torn flags would. Line 28, 29. Flying off to expose dangling breast. The wind is extremely strong. It strips people of dignity as they are completely at the mercy of the wind. They have no protection from the storm. Line 30 to 31. As jagged, blinding flashes rumbles, tremble, and crack. Jagged, blinding flashes. Vivid description of the lightning emphasizes that the storm is about to break. Rumble, tremble, and crack. Onomatopoeia uses similar words to emphasize the sound and intensity of the thunder. Lines 32 and 33. Amidst the smell of fire smoke and the pelting march of the storm, a tree was struck by lightning. The fire spread and they could smell of the smoke burning trees. Smell, negative connotation, unpleasant. Pelting emphasizes the intensity of the storm. The rain was falling with a great deal of force, much of the storm. The storm was moving with the wind. Much suggests a restless movement. It could not be stopped. Note please, the blacks were enslaved and stripped of their dignity. They lost their dignity, their identity. Their flags were tattered. The thunder and lightning is a symbol of gunfire and battles. Themes of the poem. The poem of nature. The sadness and violence of the storm. Implied reference to colonialism. Tone of the poem. Dismay. The author is not happy. He concentrates on telling us about the damage caused by the rain and wind. Pledge of locust is an example. Pledge of locust is never a good thing, at least for the crops. This contrasts with the usual view of rain in African society. Rain is a blessing. Everything loves the approach of rain, not just children. It is good for the crops and the animals as it increases the harvest. However, this storm causes destruction, therefore it is not good. Fear, panic, apprehension, stanza 3. The way the women run around. Distraction, stanza 4. Mood, distress. So guys, this is the whole summary, as I explained step by step, the whole summary of the African Thunderstorm poem. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe and share the video to everybody else who's learning, who's still studying in grade 10. This might be helpful guys. Please share the video and encourage me. That will encourage me obviously to make more videos. Thank you.